I've been given the awesome task to talk about technology. The only issue with this task is technology is a very vast subject. We could discuss the latest trends in medical devices, water conservation, 3D printing, sensors, and cell phones. But I don't know much about that stuff. My expertise is in the creative field, broadcast design, and advertising. But I don't think we should talk about the future of the 30-second commercial either. I think we should discuss the future of something else. You, your future. And for most of you in this room, your very immediate future. Because the question you should be asking yourself, the question that should be weighing very heavily on your minds right now, is how am I going to land a job? I have a few thoughts on that. And it involves you applying today's technology. Because there's more gadgets, apps, and sensors in this room than we know what to do with. It's overwhelming, at least for me. And I have a theory that helps explain why myself and anyone over the age of 30 is slowly but surely starting to lose touch with technology. I call this theory the why I'm losing touch with technology theory. There's two factors in this theory. The first is this: time. Now, most of you in this room, you students don't want to hear this, but you have more time on your hands right now at this very moment than you'll ever have again for the rest of your life. I don't care if you're taking on 18 hours this semester, have 2 part-time jobs, and a demanding girlfriend or a boyfriend. And here's how I prove it. How many of you take the time to look for free digital content versus paying for it? A raise of hands if you actively pursue finding free music over simply just going to iTunes and paying $1.29. Go ahead, raise your hands. Keep your hands up. How many of you watch movies on your laptop or computers while the film's still in theaters? Raise your hands. And how many of you at least attempt to hack your neighbor's internet in order to have free Wi-Fi? There's a lot of people in this room raising their hand right now. This is because you have more time than money. But eventually this model will switch, and you'll have more money than time. Here's a typical financial cycle of the average person. I think this got a little laser. Look at this. Right around here, on the age of 30, you'll notice your income starts to increase pretty dramatically. You're making more money than you were babysitting and mowing yards, okay? We're starting to hit our career, and then we start to plateau with our career and hitting the ceiling with our salaries, and then you retire, and then you die. Let's all take a moment of silence. So right around the age of 30, you'll gladly start to fork over a sum of money to instantly have what you want from a reliable source, instead of spending minutes or even hours trying to find the free version of it. I mean, let's face it, free is more time-consuming. Time will eventually become your most valuable resource. And because of that, you'll slowly but surely start to pay for technology. The second factor in this theory is this: your social circle. Your social circle is at its peak right now. It looks something like this. Here you are being born, and then you meet a few folks at daycare, and then suddenly you find yourself surrounded by thousands of like-minded people just like you. Think about it. Even if you don't know the person sitting next to you in this room right now, you're all here because you value the same kinds of thoughts and ideas, concepts. The college campus is a huge TEDx event, and everyone's attending. So your social circle will never be as large as it is right now. Even if you land a job at a global corporation, your social landscape will become more diverse. You'll go from thousands of like-minded individuals within an 8-block radius to hundreds, if not tens. If we overlap these two graphs, we can start to see where technology lives, where it's concentrated at. We've already established that once you turn 30, you slowly start to lose touch with technology, so we know technology must live or thrive to the left of this green line. We also know that technology travels via texting, talking, and tweeting. And the highest concentrated area for that is right here on this college campus. So if I was to place a heat map of where technology is mostly consumed and thrives and lives, it'd be right here. Okay, So why is it so important to prove that college students are smack dab in the middle of all this technology and that they got a lot of time on their hands? Because you know what technology's out there before anybody else. And you have the time right now to apply it. You have the opportunity to become a hybrid. A hybrid is when you take two things and you put them together in a new and unique way, right? A spoon and a fork. Spark. By the way, this is as creative as the human mind gets. We only know what we know. We have to take two knowns, a spoon and a fork, and put them together in a new and unique way. Tom Monahan wrote a wonderful book called The It Yourself Lobotomy, and he discusses how awesome the human mind is, but also how limiting we are at being completely original. We can't do it. We have to take what we know and put it together. So, for the fun of it, let's try a little experiment. I want everybody to close your eyes. Somebody just rolled their eyes. Close your eyes, and I want you to clear your mind. And I want you to think of something completely original. Mankind has never seen this thing, thought this thought, or conceived this notion ever. Ready? Go. Right now, your mind is cycling through the inventory of stuff that it knows. And it's trying to connect that stuff together in a new and unique way. All right, give up? Good. Because we'd have been here for a very long time, forever. We can't do it. But what you can do is take two things that you know, your degree and today's technology, put them together in a new and unique way. Because it's no longer good enough just to have a college degree. Having a college degree is kind of like being Clark Kent. It's average, it's normal, kind of blends in. If you can add that something special, something that makes you unique, you suddenly become very, very awesome. Now, I'm not saying that adding technology is going to make you a superhero, but you're going to have to study like one. It involves yourself late at nights in your dorm room or your bat cave. Because the technology that you want to be applying doesn't exist in the classroom. And your instructors and your advisors are not going to tell you this. Not because they're not knowledgeable, they are. But because technology travels exponentially faster than the institution can, okay? There are budgets, boards, and administrations that have to approve this technology. It takes time and money. That's why it's so important for corporations, especially with the big ones, to be looking at the future of technology. That's why people get paid to think about 2025. Because if you're big, you move pretty slow. So they've got to be looking out along the horizon and see what technology is coming. So they can start to chart that course now, so that in 5 to 10 years from now, they can apply that technology. So because of that, there's a good chance that someone that attended this very school 5 to 10 years ago took the exact same classes, courses, and curriculum you're taking right now. So you're not just competing against your class. You're competing against people that already graduated and have a head start. So how are you going to separate yourself from the crowd? If you think you're special because of your GPA, think again. You're a dime a dozen if you're not bringing something new to the table. Any designers out there? Cool, what do you know? What applications? Photoshop and Illustrator. Awesome. I tell you what, I love your portfolio. Your design is absolutely amazing, right? It's incredible. But we're going to hire the girl who knows how to apply augmented reality to her design. So we can start a separate division of the company based on that technology. A separate division of the company. If you're questioning whether or not the technology you're trying to apply has any value, ask yourself this. Would the company that would be hiring me be so jazzed that they'd actually start a separate division, department, or sister company based on what I know? If you possess that, your technology, your future is very bright. You are unique. You are a hybrid. Don't overcomplicate this. You don't need a second major in order to pull this off. We've already discussed that the technology you should be applying doesn't exist in the classroom, right? It's easier in that. Here's why. Technology makes you the expert. When there's something you know, and it's a foreign concept to everyone else, you are by default the expert. What I'm trying to convey is that it's not hard to impress people with your talents when those people don't have the same talents. So let's pretend you're an architect student, and instead of just knowing CAD or how to do basic drafting skills, you know how to use 3D software to import it into your virtual reality scene. This means instead of just presenting a set of blueprints, you can use the Oculus Rift or some other virtual reality headset to walk through your environment. Never mind how crude it may be. You know something they don't. You are the expert. In my opinion, there's two ways to become an expert using technology. The first is what we just talked about, right? Be so specialized that you get hired by the one, right? But there's another way. And there's pluses and minuses to this. But the second way to use technology to get hired, to be an expert, is to be so cheap or free that you get hired by everyone. Cheap and free. How does that make me an expert? Never in the history of mankind has free been so readily available. And it exists because of one thing, technology. Because technology has allowed us to create stuff digital. And what does it cost to manufacture digital? Zero, right? I mean, there's an initial effort to build something digital, but what does it cost to duplicate, download, and distribute? Nothing. So there's this perception that everything that's digital should be free or very close to free. We've got free logos, free websites, free games, free 3D models, free photos, free templates, free fonts, free music, free apps, free books, and free for 30 days. When the general population starts to see free, they start to devalue your future digital profession. Why would I pay for this, especially at a premium, when it's right here for free? Everyone was fine just a few minutes ago, gladly admitting, raising their hands high. I love free stuff, right? You're all admitted that you love free stuff. Did you not see all this free stuff directly affecting your digital future? I wouldn't worry about it. I'm sure whatever you're creating in your digital world is far superior than anything that's out there for free. The problem with this is that some of this stuff is scary good. Not all of it, but some. I wanted to throw up the first time I saw an ad for a $5 logo on Facebook. Facebook is that social platform that your parents are on. I passed it around to all my designer friends and I said, God, what a joke. It's missing a comma and 3 more zeros. And for the most part, it is a joke. But to the untrained eye, free is just as good as the real thing. It's like having 2 diamonds, and one's made of glass. If you have a hard time differentiating why one of those diamonds has value over the other, you're going to have some serious issues determining what makes a logo a great one. How many of you, raise of hands, your future involves creating stuff on a computer? Oh, you guys are so shy. Raise your hands. Are you scared? All this free stuff out there, how are you going to compete with free? It's time to stop being scared. This is the world we live in. You've got to figure out how to make free work for you. Because there's companies out there that are making it work. They're not just making it work. They're doing it. They're taking their business, core business, and applying free to create a unique business plan. Google's a prime example. How many of you have a website or blog? Not enough. Okay. There's so many free templates, videos, and tutorials out there that it's inexcusable, especially if you're looking for a job. Okay? What a great way to share information. Free information, free downloads, free documents, free articles. Because the more eyeballs you have, the more of an expert you become. This is the latest trend in non-fictional book writing, by the way. Authors are now publishing their book online for free because they're figuring out that they can expand their audience. Because one, it doesn't cost anything, and two, they instantly become experts. They're finding out that more people all over the world we're going to pay them thousands and thousands of dollars to come present these ideas in person. Again, taking free and premium and putting them together in a new and unique way. The music industry is doing this as well. Artists have stopped trying to fight the unwanted downloads, and they said, here you go. Here's our latest album. It's free. Take it. Because they're expanding their fan base, and they're finding out that they're making more money selling tickets and t-shirts at their concerts than they are trying to fight the digital music war, all the unwanted downloads. So how will you become an expert? Will you try to apply the newest technologies to be so specialized that you get hired by one? Or will you be so popular with all your free knowledge that you'll get hired by everyone? Find your passion and all this free time you have on your hands. Put it together to become an expert and go make awesome. Thanks for having me.